welcome to the adventures of, what was it? Karen and Beta Boy.
Oh,
that was so good. That was one of my favorites, actually.
Hi guys, welcome to our channel. I'm Lynn.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we are
Create and Capture Life.
So, as you saw from the title of this video, first of all, we are sitting out in the common area of our new apartment complex. So if you hear noises in the background or anything like that, it's ambient noises from the apartments. Our apartment is right now, in and of itself, it's just too dark to film in there, and then we didn't bring all the lights to the apartment yet. So eventually we will, but for right now we're going to be outside, which is nice because it's actually nice. It's actually cool out here tonight. So this is our backdrop right here for this week. As you could tell from the title, the trolls found us.
And how?
A couple of weeks ago, as you know, we did a video about how we lost $135,000 plus our dream RV in one day. And we made the video about that, not to get sympathy, as some people have suggested,
or to get some sort of like money or
handouts
like
or anything like that. We literally were doing it to get the word out to people that we didn't want this to happen to somebody else, and that was the entire reason for the video. It was embarrassing to share that video, and because we got duped, and it's always, you know, it's embarrassing to admit that you got duped by somebody or taken advantage of. And that's hard, but we wanted to admit that because it might help other people. And in fact, since we've shared that video, we have heard from multiple people, like over 100 probably.
A lot of people.
That the same exact thing happened, where they thought they would get X amount when they sold their house, and they got shorted and found out basically the same exact thing we did, that some part of their principal was gone or something, or there was another
balloon payment or a secondary note
or whatever you want to call it, like whatever. We still haven't figured out what we're calling it because we don't know what it is.
And in some cases, I mean, we lost money.
We lost a lot of money.
We lost a lot of money, but in some people's case, they had to get out a second loan, like a personal loan, to pay off that debt. Yeah,
because they ended up owing money on their house when they thought they were going to get money. They actually ended up owing money when they sold their house. Now, so the mortgage company, just to answer some of you guys' questions, the mortgage company our mortgage was through was New American Funding here in California. Actually, they're in Texas.
Yeah, but they are a national lending company.
They're not a itty bitty bank. They're a big company, and since then we have found that a lot of people have mortgages through them, and that have been checking on their own situations and found that there's some shady stuff going on with their stuff too. So they're looking into that also. That answers the one question that people were saying, you know, we weren't sharing the name of the mortgage company because it was a lie. Well, we just didn't want to get in trouble, so we've checked to make sure it was okay to share the name, and found out it was, so there you go.
So we have spoken with an attorney, and they are looking into it, and they were the ones that told us it's actually okay to go ahead and mention the name because, well, you know, something weird happened.
And we're just telling our story. We're not embellishing our story. We're not doing anything wrong in telling this story and bringing awareness to this situation. And so that's the name of the mortgage company. That was one of the questions. Somebody else wanted to know.
Sporting event.
There's a sporting event. Apparently there's people watching a sporting thing today in another apartment. One of the other questions people had is, how much were we planning on getting from our house? I will just say this. I don't want to give exact numbers, but I will say this. We, after owning our house for 5 years, sold it for $185,000 more than we bought it for, and that was before making 5 years of payments. We got $110,000 all said and done, and that was, so there's a difference right there.
Yeah. So we actually, I mean, if you guys really think about it, think about that. We ended up with $110,000 in the bank after closing. After
selling the house for $185,000 more than we bought it for 5 years ago.
And after making 5 years of payments. So do the math on that. Something's not adding up.
Where'd the money go?
Yep.
So we're looking into it. We have an attorney looking into it. For those of you that are wondering, we'll keep you guys updated, but we just wanted to let you guys know, answer a couple of the questions that we could answer. For those of you that commented that we're stupid, we're not stupid. We trusted our mortgage company. We trusted the people we thought we could trust. And found out the hard way after in buying our first house that you can't trust everybody. You can't trust your mortgage company, maybe. You can't trust the people that are telling you things, that they're actually looking out for you. And we trust people, and that's to our detriment, I guess. We're just trusting people, and we assumed that they had our best interests at heart, and they obviously didn't. It doesn't mean we're stupid. It just means we trusted the wrong people, which happens to people every day. But boy, did you trolls find us this week.
Yeah.
And I have 3 of the top comments. I'm not gonna say who said them because I'm not gonna give them notoriety here. There were a couple that I actually deleted because they were really foul and bad language and just ridiculous. And so there were a couple I deleted. Most of them I kept there. So you can feel free to go back through the comments and find these people and comment back. You'll know exactly who we're talking about because I'm going to tell you what the comments were.
And actually, you know, you guys might think that we might be upset about these or something like that, but no, I mean, we have obviously our friends, Dan and Jen, you know, they've been hit by trolls before.
Everybody and we the follow internet a lot gets of people, hit by trolls.
You know, that get hit by trolls, but man, we got hit. We got hit pretty good.
And you know, some people are just, I don't get it. Maybe they still have
keyboard warriors.
Yeah, they don't have anything
better to do.
They don't have anything better to do. So the number 1 comment that we just got this week was karma's a bitch. So we deserved what happened. Somehow we have bad karma. We deserved it. What?
Okay.
I mean, I believe karma's a bitch, but
yeah.
What? So I don't get what that had to do with
Must
our
have done
situation.
something pretty bad
I
in a
mean, I
previous
guess
life.
it was Jonathan.
Totally.
Jonathan must have done something.
Totally.
The second one was, and I have to read this because it's so mean that I want to make sure I get it right. I'm glad you didn't get your RV. I don't want stupid people like you on the road. Wow, really? Like, first of all, you're glad that somebody didn't get something they had worked hard to get. That's messed up to begin with. But secondly,
you don't want stupid people on the
We're stupid?
Okay. Yeah, all right.
We can't drive an RV or handle an RV because we got taken.
I probably shouldn't work then because, you know, I drive big things at work all the time.
Yeah, so apparently, this person is very happy that we didn't get our RV and that we won't be on the road.
They weren't the only one that made comments like that. There was a lot of very similar comments.
It's just like, wow, okay.
But that is definitely one of the best ones.
So to that person, whatever. And the third one is anyone buying this boohoo story? You're obviously looking for handouts. In nowhere in that video did we ever say,
here's our address,
here's
send us money,
here's our
anything.
Patreon, here's a GoFundMe, here's anything
Nope.
asking for money. In fact, since our video went out, we've had family members contacting us, offering us money, and we've turned it down because that's not what it was about. We didn't share this video to get sympathy or money. We shared this video in hopes that if this happened to somebody else, that they would be able to look out for themselves or check your credit now. And if you're selling your house, double check your title, do those things because a lot of you people commented and said this should have shown up in the title search.
And it didn't.
You guys are lying. It should have shown up. It didn't show up in the title search. They did a title search. It didn't show up.
Now, there are a lot of things that have shown up. I shouldn't say shown up. There are a lot of things that have transpired. A lot of things that we've learned post us selling the house. A lot of people that we've spoken to that yes, there was an issue there when they did the title search because it didn't show up. So did they not do the right kind of title search? So there's also things that happened with escrow. There's a lot of questions that you guys had.
There was a paper that you're supposed to sign that shows how much money you're going to get.
And it's supposed to see that.
The total, to the penny amount. There's a paper you're supposed to sign before escrow closes. Jonathan wasn't sent that paper to sign until 2 days after escrow closed.
I mean, literally about 2 hours before the money was deposited into our account.
It wasn't even because we got the money the next day. And it closed on the 31st. And you didn't even sign that paper till the 2nd. We got the money on the 1st. So, no.
Yeah.
So he didn't even get this paper to sign acknowledging the lack of $135,000 until 2 days after escrow closed.
Yeah, so
that's shady.
There's a whole lot of things. So, the attorney's going to be looking into it.
We have requested transcripts of our entire loan from start to finish, including any monies that went here or there. We've requested although I do have them in our tax records, we've requested their copies of anything that we've signed. We've requested all of those things that you all said we should request. We've already done that.
And I want to say a special thank you to a lot of people out there. There was several people that gave us some really great advice. There's one gentleman who said he was a federal investigator. He gave us some great advice. A lot of the advice that you guys have been putting out there, if you're looking to get some information about, this, if you're looking to see like if this has happened to you or something like that, go through the comments really quick and look for the positive comments.
Or the people that are being helpful.
And
you can contact them, because one person did contact us about a class action lawsuit, actually.
Yeah.
But it's in Florida and we're in California.
And it was with a different mortgage company.
It was a different mortgage company, and it's in Florida. There's a class action for the exact same kind of thing. There's a class action lawsuit apparently going on in Florida against a mortgage company that was doing exactly what happened to us. And unfortunately,
I think it's like a Home or something like that.
It's in the comments, but unfortunately for us, it wasn't our mortgage company, and it was in Florida. But if any of you have that mortgage company, search for that comment in down below that video, and you contact that person, because that may have affected somebody else on here that's watching this video.
And the other thing that we thought was funny in the comments was all the people that said, oh, it was stupid for you guys to be getting rid of all of your stuff. And
one person literally said, you're stupid for giving away stuff. Look, we weren't planning on keeping the stuff because we were planning on living in an RV. Secondly, we were blessing so many people with things that they needed way more than we needed them, and I'm never going to regret blessing someone with a bed or dishes or utensils or just all the things we gave away. I'm never going to regret helping other people. So whether we had to buy some new stuff for the apartment because of things we gave away, that's the way it is. But I'm not going to regret.
Yeah.
I'm not going to regret. I know regret blessing other people with things that we gave away.
Yeah.
I'm not going to regret that at all. So to that person, we weren't stupid to give things away. If you can give something away and it helps somebody else, that's not stupid.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that we got a lot of comments on was the COVID forbearance. About how we were stupid not to take a COVID forbearance, how we were stupid to not make payments, how we were stupid to do all these things. Here's the thing. There is a difference between a regular forbearance on your mortgage because you're having trouble making payments for a few months or something, and the COVID government-backed forbearance. The COVID forbearance was not, and it was from the get-go, and it's even in the paperwork that says it will not be reported to your credit. It's not going to affect your credit score. That is a lie, because not only did it affect our credit score taking this forbearance, but we heard from multiple people. One in particular, I think her name was Jennifer. She told us the story about how she got laid off. She did a forbearance. She saved up money from her unemployment to make her payments when the forbearance was over. She did a 3-month forbearance for COVID. She, at the end of 3 months, paid it back 100% in full. Here you go. Here's all those 3 months payments I missed. Got back on track with her mortgage, ended the forbearance. Her credit score dropped over 120 points. She had an over, I think she said it was like over 750 was her credit score at one point before the forbearance, and now she's working it back up from the lower 600s. And the only thing that changed was the forbearance.
Yep.
So for those of you saying that we were stupid to do a forbearance when we both got laid off, and with unemployment we're making less than half of what we were making because there's a cap on unemployment in California, we had no choice. We had to, because we couldn't make our house payment. The bottom line is we had no choice but to, and our mortgage company, along with the federal government, told everyone it's not going to affect your credit. It's a COVID forbearance. It's not a regular forbearance. Blah blah blah. I don't know anybody who didn't do it.
Yeah.
To be honest, that we know.
I know a couple people.
I don't know anybody except people who kept working.
I would say most of them are retired on their same incomes and stuff like that. But
people who kept working.
Yeah.
But we in our friends and family circle, there's not very many, maybe 2% of people who are still working, because everyone else works in the entertainment industry, film and television production, somehow like connected to that, and everyone is out of work. So everybody we know pretty much was doing, I would say 98% of the people we know did the COVID forbearance. And now everyone's checking their credit, and everyone's credit is crap because of the COVID forbearance. So
there's been probably, maybe out of 25 people, 30 people that I've talked to that had the COVID forbearance thing on their credit history. out of that, maybe 2 people have said that even after making payments that they were able to get that cleared off because their banks actually made the decision not to report it as a forbearance.
Yeah, so it just depends on your mortgage company or where your mortgage is through, but also there have been a couple people who did the 3 months, so that would have been up, I think the 3-month forbearance was up in like July, I want to say, and then they've been fighting since July, and now we're going into October with the mortgage companies to get them to remove the bad points on their credit, and that can take forever. You have to write letters to the credit bureaus, you have to do all these things, and it's just a pain.
Which is what we're about to get into.
Which is just a pain. So for those of you commenting that we should have never done a forbearance,
easy to say if you're not in the position
easy to
we were
say,
in.
but also, again, we trusted that we know what a forbearance is. We know what a mortgage forbearance was. We know what it is. We knew what it was before. But when the government tells you, okay, for COVID, it's going to be different. We're not going to report it. Everyone's in the same boat. We're all in this together, blah, blah, blah. And everyone believes it. And then the banks, not the government, this isn't the government's fault because the government said don't report it. It's separate banks that are reporting it to the credit bureaus. So depending on who your bank is or who your mortgage is with, it's up to you to check for yourself to see if you did a forbearance, if it ended up on your credit.
Yeah.
So, and it's worse because it doesn't show up as it doesn't show up as late payments. It doesn't show up as overdue or anything. It shows up as missed payments completely, which hurts your credit even more.
Yeah.
So my suggestion is if you did any kind of forbearance, anything like that with your mortgages or any other loans for COVID, please check your credit and see what was reported because depending on the banks, they are reporting I've heard of people reporting car loans that were supposedly covered by COVID, different things. So just check your credit. That's the whole reason we did this video to begin with. We're not stupid. We know we got taken advantage of. We know, obviously it is what it is and we're fighting it and that's all we can do. But we're hoping that our previous video and this one will help other people going through this.
Well, and subsequent videos as we, move forward, and we're going to tell you guys about the process of getting this stuff removed from our credit. We're going to tell you about the process of talking to the attorneys and dealing with all of that stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to let you guys know what we go through because that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, and just in case somebody else has to go through it, maybe we can be helpful because other people in our comments, thank you so much to those of you that are praying for us, that have sent good thoughts our way. We appreciate each and every single one of you for commenting and just sending good vibes our way. We really appreciate that. You don't have to take the time out of your day to do that, so we really do appreciate that. If you do watch our previous video, I'll link it here in case you haven't seen it and now you're watching this and wondering what the heck we're talking about. I'll link it here, but share that video because we've heard from so many people that have now found because of our video that they have lost their credit scores. They've, their different forbearances weren't what they were supposed to be. We've heard from people who've lost money like we did. We've heard people who sold their house and, like Jonathan said, owed money at the end, which can you imagine? You sell your house thinking you're getting a profit and then you have to write a check to get out of it? Like, no. So thank you all so much for all of your kind, sweet comments. To all you trolls out there,
whatever, who cares?
Get a new hobby, like really, just find a new hobby. And quit putting negativity out there because negativity comes back to you. So it's probably,
karma's a bitch.
Yeah, so it's probably in your best interest to keep it to yourself. And
Ducky, thank you for all your support and comments and love. Appreciate you.
And Dan and Jen, thank you for the encouragement and the hugs, sending hugs and prayers. We appreciate you.
Yeah, but, the dream is not gone. The dream is just postponed. But there's so many of you that we want to thank. Nate, Chris, Tim, and Jer. All 4 of you guys that helped us move. We appreciate you guys so much. Our friends are amazing. They jumped in at the last second and helped us get out of our apartment.
Out of our house.
Out of our house and into the apartment.
That's this week's video. Thank you to all of our new subscribers. We're glad to have you here. If you're wondering who we are, I will link that video down below. We did a Who Are We video about a year ago. I will link that down below so you can watch it if you're interested. It's kind of long. We didn't know any better at the beginning. And to all of our regular subscribers, thank you for staying with us through this journey and this craziness. And we will keep you guys informed as we go along and fight the fight. And we'll keep you, we'll keep you guys up to date in case you guys are in the same boat we are. We hope you're all healthy. We hope you're all happy.
wash your hands and don't touch your face.
And we'll see you next week. Bye.